All right, so you and I are gonna go through a drive through Tecumseh together, okay? So this is another one of these driving vlog tours, and today we're gonna choose Tecumseh. Right now I am on McHugh, passing Banwell, heading to Tecumseh. There's no sign announcing your entry into Tecumseh. It's kind of like a Kitchener-Waterloo situation. You just sort of are in Tecumseh. And you just got to know where that line is, I guess. My name's Ryan. I'm a real estate agent in southwestern Ontario. I do London and I do Windsor. I know Windsor really well, like the back of my hand. If you're looking to move to this area, feel free to give me a call. That's my phone number on the screen. I help people relocate to the Windsor area. Let's get some light in here. All the time, okay? So feel free to give me a ring. Like I said, right now I'm passing Radcliffe on, well, I guess it's McNorton now. It changes the name. But, and I'm about to enter Tecumseh right when I pass this street up here, okay? It's right about now as we pass Maitland. I don't know if that's the exact line, but but I know that once I hit the Tecumseh Arena, we are officially in Tecumseh, okay? We're gonna pop in here for just a quick sec, and I'll explain a few things to you. First of all, this is a map of Tecumseh. I'm gonna break this down into certain sections. We're gonna look at schools. Most of them are amazing. There's one that's mediocre. We're gonna look at areas with like modern, maybe 20-year-old raised ranches and 2 stories. We're gonna look at mansions on the water. We're gonna look at affordable homes under $500,000, and we're gonna look at everything in between, okay? So this is where I am right here, right now. This here is, as you can see, the Tecumseh Recreation Complex, or the Tecumseh Arena, as most people call it. Beside the arena is this here, this baseball diamond, and right here you got a little skate park, and then behind that is L'Esperance. That's the main street through Tecumseh. I guess that and Manning Road over here are the main streets, okay? On L'Esperance, you get City Hall, you get the OPP detachment, and then right at L'Esperance and Tecumseh, there's this landmark right here. This is St. Anne's Church, okay? This is like the main thing in Tecumseh. Now, again, I'm here at Tecumseh Arena. I'm gonna start here. This is what I call the edge of Tecumseh. It's right at the border between Tecumseh and Windsor. These are nice homes. We're gonna drive through here. They start right now maybe around the 600 and they go to like 800. You're gonna find bi-levels that look like this. You're gonna find nice 2 stories. They'll be the most expensive. And there's even some back splits and stuff in here, okay? We're gonna do that, and then we'll look at some huge parks. Tecumseh has massive parks, you guys. So, let's do it. I am about to go on St. Thomas right here, okay? That's what this street is called. Okay, so these here, back splits. This here, 2-story. Do you see what I mean? And these are gonna be 70s, 80s built homes, late 70s through the 80s, maybe even to early 90s, some of them over on some of these streets. And they're nice. A lot of them have been well taken care of by the owners. A lot of them are beautiful homes. Like I said, looking at sales right now, today, I think the lowest sale I saw was high 500s, all right? And that would have been like one of the smaller ones. And then you're up near 800 for the 2 stories, all right? These are quiet streets. They're in the A.V. Graham School District. I'll tell you about that school on the way. There's something you need to know. I'll try not to blab the whole time. You know, there can't be that much stuff to say. I'll just kind of drive around and let you see it, and I'll tell you stuff when you need to know. So you see on your map, St. Thomas is gonna lead me to L'Esperance. This is the main street, okay? And then I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna show you just over here. These few streets like St. Pierre and William, these are the oldest streets in Tecumseh. They have homes that are inching up on 100 years old, and these are gonna be the cheapest. These are gonna be the ones that you can get for under $500,000. So this here's St. Pierre I'm gonna turn down. And so a lot of these don't have a basement. There are the 1-story homes. One sec. Okay. So a lot of these, they have a crawl space underneath. They're just like the 1-story homes, and they are small and they are old, but some of them are well taken care of and they're pretty nice. Like that one there. There's some pride of ownership there. The only thing to watch out for with these homes is the floor. So if you see sloping floors, that worries me a lot, because if you have a crawl space, moisture can get trapped in there if there's not proper ventilation, and then the moisture creates mildew on the studs and the main boards, and then you slowly over the course of decades get some sinking here and there, some weakening. That's not a good thing to deal with, and that is my problem with crawl space homes. You see that a lot, okay? But some people have properly taken care of their home their whole life, and it can be a great home. I'm not saying don't buy them. So in here, I think there's a sale for $430 recently. There's a lot of $450s, depending on the size of the home and all that. There's one just down here, actually, that's sold. But this is what you're talking about, like this guy right here, right? That's a small one-story home with a crawl space, and it could be a nice starter home for somebody in a great area. Again, you're in Tecumseh. So in a minute, we're gonna go on LaCasse. We're gonna look at the schools and the parks, okay? All right, I'm turning onto LaCasse Boulevard now, and this is where you're gonna find St. Pius School. It's the Catholic school. It's one of the better elementary schools in Tecumseh. In fact, they're all pretty good. And then in behind it is A.V. Graham, which is just below average, which is rare. In Tecumseh, typically all the schools excel beyond what the average provincial average is. I don't know the story with A.V. Graham. I don't know why it's below average, but I'll show you. Like this here is the A.V. Graham School District, just FYI. It's pretty much the same. It covers part of the same area as the St. Pius School District. So St. Pius School is just to our right here. So this is the corner of LaCasse and St. Thomas. Okay, coming up, we're gonna look at beautiful mansions along a golf course. We're gonna look also at an area that is ideal if you're coming to the battery plant, okay? All that's on the way. My name's Ryan, by the way. I'm a real estate agent in southwestern Ontario. I know Windsor like the back of my hand. If you're looking to move here, feel free to reach out. Me or someone from my team can give you a hand. That's my phone. I help people relocate to this area constantly. Again, you know, you just shoot me a text or something, or give me a call. And then after St. Pius, you immediately get LaCasse Park. All right, so I'm actually gonna turn into LaCasse Park right here, just so you get an idea. There's a baseball game going on right now, but this is one of the two massive parks in this area. Okay, you got a couple ball diamonds, you got pickleball courts, I think there's a pool over there. This is the smaller of the two massive parks. I'll try and put some drone footage in here I took earlier at the end of the winter. In a little bit, I'm gonna show you a park that is even bigger right by the waterfront. Also in Tecumseh, there's a lot of little parks tucked in along the water, which is kind of a really cool feature. All right, so I drove up LaCasse and I'm turning down Little River, and now we're gonna get into this section on your map right here. This kind of main bulk between Manning and L'Esperance, and you're gonna see a lot more modern homes in this area. This is where you're gonna see stuff built late 90s, early 2000s, okay? A lot of 2 stories in this area, but you will see raised ranches and stuff as well. A lot of homes like this. This is a beautiful home. A lot of pride of ownership in this area. Taxes, by the way, typically a little bit cheaper in Tecumseh than they are in Windsor, for whatever reason. So off of Little River, I'm turning down Michael Drive, and this is where you get a lot of like early 2000s raised ranches, and part of the street is semi-detached raised ranches, which you can pick up roughly around the $550 mark, which is probably the cheapest you're getting into Tecumseh on a newer home. Do you know what I mean? So we'll get to those semi-detached in a bit. First, again, more of your typical Tecumseh, 2 stories, raised ranches, semi-detached, not brand new, but not ancient either. Okay, so here we are, Michael Drive, south of St. Thomas, and these are the semi-detached ones that I'm talking about. If you're watching this down the road and you want more updated pricing, feel free to reach out to me. That's my phone number there. I help people constantly move to this area from Toronto and other parts of Canada and the world, to be honest with you. So feel free to give me a call. But these are the semi-detached. I mean, this is a great street. And these semi-detached are going to be cheaper, obviously, than the detached or the 2 stories that you get elsewhere. Now, I'm going to show you something even cheaper in a minute, okay? They are townhomes and semi-detached as well. All right, welcome to Horwood. A beautiful sounding street name, I know, but this is probably some of the cheapest areas in Tecumseh. These are also semi-detached, but they have a little bit older and a little bit different in terms of curb appeal. But these can be nice homes that are very spacious with actually good-sized bedrooms for the price as well. And these, sometimes you can get as low as $450, but probably still more up towards that $500 mark. Depending on the market at the time that you're looking. Some of them are back splits. Some of them, like these ones, are 2 stories. There's a bit of a different variety. But again, it gets you into Tecumseh, gets you into a better area, a good school district, and, you know, it's Tecumseh. Okay, you know what? We're gonna look at some of the other huge parks on the way. First, I wanna drive down Riverside up here, okay? We're gonna look at some homes that back onto the water, and then we're eventually gonna get to like the massive big park in Tecumseh. We'll talk about that. And also some new build homes that are a lot more pricey than the ones we've been looking at so far. All right, so now on your map, I'm right here, okay? So I'm on Lacasse, about to turn onto Riverside Drive. All the homes that you're gonna see on my left are backing onto the water. They got their own private beaches, they got their own boat launches, and typically these start around $1 million, but of course they can go up to $2 or $3 million. I know somewhere along here, Robert Reichel used to play in the NHL. I believe he owned a house up here backing onto the water.
May and Reichel drop them now. Here they go near center ice. May and Reichel are being given a clear path. They want to rock and roll right in front of the Colorado bench.
And his son used to play for the Spitfires. That's a huge one, eh? Some of these are beautiful, gorgeous architecture. Some of these are small that were once little cottages that have been torn down and rebuilt on a small little lot. And this waterfront will go all the way out to Belle River, way out here. And there's actually some really old cottages that you can buy at a more affordable price, but they're gonna be tiny. They're gonna be little 2 bedrooms that you can get closer out to Belle River. There's a nice one. Now here's the other thing you need to know is all along this street, you won't see it as I drive by, but they have little parks, public parks tucked in behind the water pumping stations that give you free access to the water. There's usually a little beach there, or if you want to launch a kayak or a canoe, you can just go right there. Or if you just want to go to the water and sit down and have a picnic, you can do that as well. It's full of these tiny little parks, which is kind of a nice thing they did, right? Because you need a water pumping station, but they don't want to waste the land. So behind the station, there's these little parks. Okay, so now we are approaching Manning Road, and this is where we get to Lakewood Park. This is the biggest park in Tecumseh. It's massive. And then I'm gonna start showing you drone footage right now, okay? There's like a section of the park that backs onto the water, and there's a pier for fishing. People love to fish there. Big open green space, so that's cool. And then over here is the main bulk of the Lakewood Park. There's a walking trail that walks all the way around, and there is also a disc golf course that is free to use throughout this park as well. So on a summer day, I mean, a day like today, it's usually packed with people. It's very green, very open. It's a very nice park to kind of be backing on. And they also have events here. So I know Tecumseh Corn Fest is sometimes here because it's a big park. You can set up tents, you can set up a stage for music, you can get all the food trucks in there. So it's kind of cool to have this. Now, you want to see some much more expensive homes? All right, so now in behind Lakewood Park, like on your drone shot, you'll see it here. This is a brand new neighborhood, maybe a couple years old, built by Lakewood Homes. And these range from like, I don't know, they start around $1.2 million. They're big, beautiful, executive homes. And I love driving by neighborhoods like this to show you, because so we're talking Hayes Ave, Lakewood Crescent, this little nook in here behind the park. All right, it's a new day. My battery died yesterday, but we're here. What we're gonna do is go check out the houses near the golf course that are like actually on the golf course, and they're massive and they're beautiful. We're also gonna go to the best spot for you if you're gonna come work at Stellantis. But first, check out the street that I'm on. This is like my favorite street in Tecumseh. It's also by Beech Grove Private Golf Course, which is right here on your map, okay? These streets just to the west of it are fantastic, like right off Kensington, all around here. This is the street right now that I'm driving on, and I don't know what it is. I don't want to say it feels like Muskoka because there's obviously no lakes or pine trees, but just these beautiful treed streets are so quiet and secluded, and they do sell for a pretty penny for the size. Some of them, like typically you're going 800 to $1 million for some of these. And like this is the typical size of one of the more expensive ones, like right there. And then obviously the smaller ones will go a little bit cheaper. Like this one coming up right here is gonna be less money than the massive ones. But a lot of people take really good care of their homes around this area. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite areas, okay? Let's take a right here. And the golf course is right in front of me, you can see. And we'll go down that street in a sec. But just very secluded, feel very quiet, just a nice area. Great school district. Okay, so this is Kensington then. This is the street. This is the street on the west side of the golf course that goes right along beside it. And as you can see, for the homes on my right, they're facing the golf course, which is kind of cool. Look out your house and you're just gonna see green. We're gonna go to homes that are literally, like there's no trees, there's no fence, like it's just the golf course is right there across from your house, which is cool. I guess until someone shanks it to the left, but you know, pretty sweet. All right, so that's the golf course on the map. I now have driven around to the other side. So I am over here and I'm gonna turn onto Beech Grove, okay? So these homes right here are directly across the street from golf. And there's better ones too, I'm gonna show you in a sec. Pentilly Road is the street just behind it right here. Again, these are extremely nice luxury homes. A little bit older than the ones we'll see in just a sec, but just an absolute beautiful street. Okay, and so these are the ones that I really like. So this street here you see in your drone, okay, there's homes right here, golf course right here. So on my left is the golf course, and then over on my right, we've got beautiful homes that are a lot more modern than the ones we were just looking at. Fantastic area to be. So these homes, like, they usually start around $1 million. Very expensive homes, and for obvious reasons. It's always been a premium to get, like, onto a golf course. Same with in LaSalle with 7 Lakes. Like, anytime you're near the golf course, you're obviously over $1 million. Okay, up next, you know what we're gonna do? We're going to swing by the best place to live if you're gonna work at the battery plant. Also, an area with, for being in a city, it has giant lots. Like, we're talking super deep lots. I mean, they're the biggest I can think of in this entire area for being in a city, okay? Let's go. Okay, so for those coming to Stellantis to work at the battery plant, the plant's right here. Do you see this? This here I call the tail of Tecumseh. It's just like a little tail that sticks down. This is like 3 minutes from where that battery plant is going to be, which is going to be awesome location-wise for you. Also, it's a good school district, and it's right by the EC road, so you can shoot across town super quickly, and it's just a nice place to live. So we're going to go here. We're going to look at 2 things. Small homes with giant backyards, and then also large homes on normal-sized lots, okay? Okay, so this is Corby Lane, and this is like a good example of some of the streets around here that have really large, beautiful homes. All right? They're not brand new by any means, like you're talking the 80s to early 90s, but they're absolutely beautiful, and they start, you know, around, for the big ones, around the $1 million mark, and they can go up from there. Obviously, the small ones that aren't like the 2 stories aren't going to go that high, but I mean, some of these are like 3,000 square feet. I know some with a 3-car garage around here. It's a beautiful street. This here, I believe, is the Tecumseh Vista School District, which you can see the rating right here. It's a beautiful, it's a wonderful school district. And they go right to grade 12 too, by the way, like JK to 12. And again, where I am right now, I mean, you gotta be 3 to 5 minutes from the new Stellantis plant. So, perfect neighborhood if you're working there. But again, you can get anywhere quickly because the EC row is right beside here. So it's fantastic. All right, the last thing to show you is the street with the giant backyards and the giant lots, okay? So you can see from this drone footage just how big some of these backyards are. They're absolutely massive. You can do anything you want back there. You can build pools and tree houses and giant gardens where you grow all your own food. You can do whatever, all right? And it's crazy that you're in the middle of like a city and you have this, because this is something you normally only get in the county. This is like the size of most of these homes on these streets. They're not going to be massive homes. You get a massive yard, but I mean, that one's decent size, but I mean, you're not going to get these huge homes, okay? Most of them are going to be smaller. It's just wild that you're in the middle of the city and you get, I don't know anywhere else in this area where you get backyards this big without being like way out in the county. You know what I mean? Again, they're really quiet streets. It's a beautiful area. Still in the same great Tecumseh Vista School District. And yeah. And so that, guys, is my tour of Tecumseh, okay? So if you are, I obviously didn't get every street. If you have some more questions or something, you feel free to reach out. I get calls from YouTube all the time. There's lots of other videos on this channel about Tecumseh and about the other areas in Essex County, so feel free to go watch those and get some more information. But yeah, Tecumseh, great place to live. Feel free to reach out if you're looking to buy a house in this area. That's my phone number on the screen. Thanks for watching, guys.